In and out of California for good. My name is Chris with Exchange Resources.
And I'm Ruben with Revolution Realty Capital
Welcome
to
to
Learning Local
LEARNin
Live.
Local Live.
Currently,
So whether you're taking left,
will rely on work.
Welcome everybody to LEARNin Local Live. My name is Chris Astillero, and we have Ruben, Austria here. Today we've got a great show for you today. We've got some great deals, experts in the field to help you make the best decision that you can on your investments.
Absolutely. Chris, I don't know about you. It's lunchtime. In and Out is one of my favorite spots. Super excited to actually talk about how that's going to impact California and benefit Tennessee. Unfortunately.
Absolutely. Well, it might not be good for California, but maybe going into Tennessee, there might be some real great investment opportunities for our investors.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, who's Learning Local Live? We're bringing real people, real deals in real time. We're here to educate you, empower you, and give you all the information that you need to make some great decisions on your investments in the future. So, these are our subject matter experts. We're excited to introduce you to all of them. But for now, let's introduce our featured guest of the week. Are you an investor that has just sold their investment properties and it's going to be faced with a huge tax consequence? On a $1 million gain, that's about 30 to 40% in taxes that you're going to be facing. So, we'd like to help you defer all of your capital gains taxes and roll that over into another property. We're a qualified intermediary. We're with Exchange Resources, and we're here to answer any questions you have on deferring your capital gains taxes on any investment properties that you have.
Good job,
I'd like
Chris.
to introduce
Yeah.
Ruben.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job. Yeah, no, perfect. Are you an investor and you recently finished your rehab and now you're trying to sell it, but you can't? Unfortunately, that happens. My name is Ruben with Revolution Realty Capital. Um, if you haven't heard of a DSCR loan, it might be something that we can do to get you out of that property that you were trying to flip and into a long-term funding vehicle to, just re-strategize, do something different, get rid of your construction financing, and get back to business, looking for more properties to rehab. So if you're looking for a refinance and you need some help, reach out anytime. Again, Ruben, Austria, Revolution Realty Capital. Chris, all right. Well, yeah, thank you so much. We want to also just mention that this show is actually sponsored by Framework Accounting. Ellen Rodriguez Swing, she couldn't make it here today, but she's here in spirit, right, Chris?
Yep, she is. We're hopefully going to be seeing her in the future. Great professional. She knows her stuff, very detail oriented, and I've actually referred her a deal already. Hopefully, she can help me and our client with the 1031 exchange.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, yeah, let's get to introducing the rest of the panel here. So we
Perfect.
we have Patrick Ono from the Ono Agency at Farmers Insurance. So Patrick, please introduce yourself for the viewers.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Patrick Ono with Patrick Ono Farmers Insurance Agency. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate being here today. I'm really excited to talk about today's topic. Who doesn't like In and Out? I am so sad to see them departing California. But on the flip side, I'm here as a panel expert in regards to insurance. Insurance is changing, seems like daily these days. So I'm here to educate and empower, just like you guys. Want to help anyone out with insurance questions because the environment does change so often. It's good to have an expert on your side. So again, guys, thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
All right. Not last but not least, we're gonna bring in our main man, Martin Magana from Aurumys Real Estate. Martin,
Thanks,
please
Ruben.
introduce yourself.
Are you guys looking for any off-market property opportunities? Look no further than Aurumys Real Estate Investments. My name is Martin Magana, and here at Aurumys Real Estate, we're trying to redefine how wholesalers are kind of seen in the San Diego and SoCal market. Everybody's had a bad experience with a wholesaler, and we're just trying to redefine how we're seen and how we can add value to yourself as an agent or as an end buyer, either through helping you grow your business by referring you some new clients and new properties, or if you're an end buyer, how we can help you add to your portfolio. And one thing that separates us from the rest of the wholesalers here is just that we keep all of our deals extremely lean. We're super transparent and we're all licensed. So we have a higher kind of code of conduct that we have to strive to achieve. And with that, our main thing here is just making sure everybody gets out with a win. Like I said, everything's lean, everything's pre-vetted down. So we're trying to maximize how much profit the investor's making, while at the same time making sure everybody goes out with a win.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm really looking forward to talking about what we have planned for today's show. So, without further ado, let's just roll right into our insights for the week. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, but man, does everyone here eat In-N-Out Burger?
Oh yeah, I love it. Animal style fries, double, extra onions. It's like my favorite burger.
Ooh, extra onions. Oh man.
Grilled and raw.
Double. Yes, absolutely. Patrick gave a thumbs up. Martin,
I want one right now.
Yeah, I know. We have to go. Let's all meet. Let's all go meet at one after this. So, reason why it's big news is because In-N-Out's actually leaving California. In-N-Out has well, first off, it was in the news. The billionaire owner of Aurumys, so she actually had I guess her family started this, but her name is Lindsay Snyder, and she revealed that she's actually going to be leaving. In-N-Out Burger is going to be leaving California and moving into Tennessee. So the reason why we actually even bring this up is not because we all enjoy In-N-Out Burger, which we've already decided that we all do. It's big news when a company this large actually leaves and goes somewhere else. So if it's not, if people are, the reason why LEARNin Local exists is because, people have to realize that as a consumer, you affect what's going on in the market that you live in. I mean, obviously, California is a huge market, you guys, right?
Absolutely.
California is the fifth largest state in the world. Fifth largest economy in the world, right? Where's it the fourth? Yeah, it's huge. I mean, so coming from obviously, people, Patrick, you're in insurance. Obviously, all those policies that are, that belong to In-N-Out are leaving the state. They got to go to Tennessee, right? All these employees that they have insurances for, everything attached to this company. Again, 2,400 locations in the United States. Yeah. So it's big. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And maybe Chris, you can get the exchange.
1031s. A lot of people in California. Actually, there's a lot of investors in California who are selling their investment properties and moving them out of state because they can get a higher rate of return in places such as Texas, Arizona, Tennessee. In the Midwest, in the East Coast, where there's the property values are so much less, and you can get into those properties with a lot less down and retain a higher cash flow and still maintaining your wealth and creating more wealth and buying more properties and diversifying. So that's sort of, what's been going on. The taxes are too high. Insurance rates, obviously, Patrick, have gone up significantly. And that's definitely affected the bottom line of a lot of investors' cash flow and their rate of return. So now, they're selling one property here in California. They bought it for $100,000 or $200,000 20 years ago. It's worth $2 million now. And they're buying multiple properties in other states to get a better return. So that's kind of, what we're seeing a lot of now.
100%. And really quick, let me just share this. Let me just share we can share the link as well. This is the heiress, Lindsay Snyder. Again, she's citing different reasons for wanting to leave. A lot of it is the things that you just mentioned, Chris: taxes, high taxes, high insurance rates.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of insurance companies are out of California, right,
Yep.
Patrick? So, Patrick, insurance. Sorry, farmers pull out of California. What year again? I forget when it was specifically.
Well, and actually, farmers slowed business down. They actually didn't. They're one of the few that didn't really ever stop. They just kind of slowed business down. But luckily, we're up and running. Still writing everything on the personal side or commercial side.
Yeah.
But back to Chris's point. Oddly enough, I was doing a presentation just yesterday, and everyone's got insurance, right? Everyone has car insurance. Between 23 and 2024, the average rate percentage of auto increase was 48%, and it's already up 7.5% this year. So, my presentation was affordability. If insurance premiums have gone up at least 50 to 60%, most people's salaries, wages, things like that have not increased to that percentage. So in a place like In-N-Out that's moving to Tennessee, your dollar can go a lot further. You can actually pay your insurance premiums and things of that nature. Versus here, it's you got other bills, you got put food on the table, keep a roof over your head. So it makes it, kind of a double-edged sword. It's, unfortunate to lose a company like that and all those employees, but for the people that move there, their dollar can go much further.
Well, the bottom line is the profit margins are being severely affected by everything that's going on in California. It's so much more expensive to live here, and I don't blame her for moving In-N-Out. I mean, I'm going to miss In-N-Out, but I'm going to have to actually fly to Tennessee to get my burgers now, I guess.
Oh, no. To be clear, they're not leaving. They're not leaving.
No, I'm kidding.
They're not
They're
leaving.
opening up more offices in Tennessee. Yeah,
they're opening up more offices. It's just their headquarters is leaving their employer base. I mean, the stores are still going to be here, right? But at the end of the day, it's really a lot of these dollars. I mean, Martin, I know that you're solely focused on residential real estate specifically, but I think this is just one of the lessons that we're helping educate people. Is that consumers really drive a lot of the business real estate transactions, a lot of things that are happening. So this is just going to be one example. I mean, I will say that the owner herself is probably not struggling from an affordability issue, per se. But I imagine that a lot of Californians are. You know what I mean? So 100%. We do have a comment from Miss Ellen Rodriguez Swing. She says this might set an exodus of business relocations, which would gradually soften demand in certain commercial inland areas. Very astute response and comment, Ellen. Thank you so much. And Ellen, if you have any questions for us, we'll be moving on from the insights very soon. But if you have any questions for us about specifically what's happening in that news article, then please let us know. We're going to be here live to answer them. So Chris, you're the host with the most. Let's continue to move on. If anyone has any questions about our article for the week, please let us know.
Absolutely. I mean, that definitely has a severe impact on our economy. Employees are going to be leaving. So let's talk about the LEARNin Local deals. I'm going to have Martin take it away on some of the deals that we have. Real deals, real people in real time.
Alrighty. Well, really quickly, want to just mention it's really important that we actually mention the reason why we are actually even talking about these deals. I think a lot of times, and Martin, you can jump in. Jump in anytime. But a lot of times, people like Martin who are wholesalers post deals on social media. For other people on social media to get. Well, we're obviously live on social media. We're live on YouTube. We're live on LinkedIn, and we're live on Facebook. But the purpose of us sharing these deals live is for the purpose of people who are wanting to buy these deals. We want them to know that we're real people, right, Martin?
Yeah, the main thing is knowing, like, especially with other wholesalers, like I said before, with the negative light, like these properties are under contract. We have direct ties with them. We have direct control with them because once you start daisy chaining, you lose control. You lose your power to negotiate. but you also lose your credibility. Like if you bring me an offer and it turns out like, hey, I don't even have access to the deal, I have to go through 3 different hurdles just to even get your offer to the actual person, like that defeats the purpose of what we're doing. So
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over Martin's top 3 deals for the week, and we'll do our best to curate this live content that we're recording, if so people don't miss watch it live, and then we will then help Martin spread the news on these deals, so our whole network can potentially benefit from the transactions that might be happening with such great deals that Martin's going to be presenting. So Martin's going to present the deals have 3 deals, so he's going to present each deal for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then us as the panel, Chris, Patrick, have any questions on the deal? Maybe for you, or asking for a friend, or asking for an investor friend. Then have at it. Let Martin, ask him whatever you questions you might have in your head. And Martin, without further ado, let you roll.
All right.
Perfect. So our first deal is going to be out here in Linda Vista. This one is sitting on a 5,500 square foot lot. It's a 3-bed, 1 bath, a little under 1,200 square feet. It's a pretty, it would probably require a full gut. It's a bit of a rougher rehab. The main selling point here is that right behind the lot, there's a ginormous alley kind of passing through that neighborhood. And this entire road has seen a lot of ADU developments. Like just driving down the road, you'll see like 4 or 5, even the one on the right of our property, that little white building. I'm pretty sure it's a duplex that was built out in front of the main house in the green right there. But basically, this entire road backing up into the alley is one of the most desirable things for an ADU builder. That's like, if you're going to build an ADU, it's one thing to have a detached, but if you can back up into an alley, then you can get a lot of value out of that. So that's kind of the main reason we are big fans of this property.
Martin, what's the lot size on that?
5,500.
5,500 square feet. And based on your research, putting an ADU together on this property, do you know approximately what that would cost on top of acquiring the property?
The property itself is a little over 700K. The main cost would be on your vision. So if you're thinking of a smaller level, like just like a quick little single family in the back, maybe anywhere from 2 to 300K. Like it really depends on how experienced you are. This is definitely building ADUs, especially like at the multifamily level, requires a lot more capital, a lot more knowledge of what you're doing. The hardest part would probably just be the permitting, because if you're building an ADU, you probably know what you're doing already. Is just getting that permitting is going to be the most time consuming and probably the most upfront cost. So around 100 to 300, you could go higher. It really depends on if you're trying to add 1, 2, or multiple residences.
Absolutely, great. And is there any major issues with the property? Any leaks? Any slab leaks? Any foundation issues? Any roof issues? Anything of that nature that could possibly be a factor as far as cost when acquiring property?
When we walked it, there was a huge crack in the foundation where a tree root was kind of pushing on it from underneath the house.
Yeah.
So we had someone to walk it, one of our contractors, and just kind of estimate how much it would cost. They're thinking it would for sure cost anywhere from 50 to 100, but it's not a big foundation issue. Like the house isn't dripping, nothing needs to be lifted. It's just a structural foundation issue, and those are the most simple, like easy to remedy. So our estimate is very conservative. It just it really depends on you getting your own contractor out there and kind of having them quote what they can do it for. But 9 out of 10 times, your foundation is going to be a lot cheaper than you expected, as long as you have a good, reputable person kind of giving you that estimate. But from what we've seen, it just simple crack.
Okay, got it.
Cool. Yeah. No, I think that's super important. I mean, I see a lot of wholesalers posting maybe misleading or misguiding and guided information on construction costs, because obviously that's going to be a big that's gonna be a big deal. It's great that you actually had someone with you.
Yeah.
And obviously, what we want to do with LEARNin is actually bring on contractors in California who can also speak of the deal as you're presenting it, because this is who they're going to be probably working with anyhow, right? So.
Yeah, what I tell people is 2 things. One, take my numbers like with a grain of salt. Like I bring people, I bring the experts. I'm not a contractor. I don't do construction, but I bring people who are knowledgeable in this field to kind of guide me and tell me what the price is going to be, because I can't tell you how much foundation is going to cost, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, it's important to kind of bring your own people, run your own numbers, make sure the deals work for you. Don't go off of what I say. Like I can give you the numbers, I can give you all the facts, but it's up to you to make sure that this works for you so that we don't end up pushing a deal on you that isn't going to work out. And that
Exactly.
being said, another thing about us is just like being licensed. We already do provide every disclosure, every issue, any title issues we come up. We always disclose that, but being licensed legally makes me have to disclose that to you. So that's another benefit of kind of working with us, just that transparency that we have.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Transparency is awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. All right, yeah. So that's deal number one. Let's. I guess we'll get into deal number two then, huh?
Yeah. Let's do it.
So this one is in Point Loma. This is my personal favorite. It's a single family home sitting. You can't really see it, it's on the left, but it's a single family home sitting on the side of that 9 unit apartment. It's a 1200 square foot for 1.3 million. So the value here is that the land that that 9 unit is sitting on is one giant parcel, and the sellers are selling the single family lot adjacent to it. And the value here is just completely tearing down that single family. Don't even try to renovate it. You're not going to make money at this price. Just completely tear it down and start from the ground up. This property is zoned R4. So the ability to build something like that nineplex, as an example, next to it, is the most valuable part of this area. So Point Loma being one of the most desirable areas in San Diego, you're near
Hmm.
the little marina that's right there. You're near San Diego. You have access to all the
Yep.
areas everybody wants to be in. Being able to build something in that area, I know there hasn't been any sales of any lots like this in a while, so it's a pretty rare opportunity. In getting deals like this, you just got to look at it from not just face value, because if you look at it, you'll see a single family house that looks just extremely distressed, and you'll see the price 1.3 mil. It's like it makes zero sense. What are you pitching this? It's when you deep dive it where it's a zoned R4 ground up development play. That's kind of where the value comes in.
Hey, Martin, what was the size of that lot again on that?
This one is around 5,000. It's a little smaller lot, but it's the same size as the lot sitting on that nineplex next to us. So
Hmm.
that's a good example of, even on a smaller lot, you still
Yeah.
have the ability to build out a big
Yeah.
project like
Just
this.
build up. Right.
Yeah, and at sale, the parcel will be separated and will have its own address. It's just that it doesn't get updated until time of sale.
100%.
Interesting.
And
Sounds
one
like
of
a
the
great.
things that I want to just point out is that, like, ground up construction is becoming, I'd say, kind of trendy for rehabbers, and a lot of rehabbers who have done uh, many rehabs. Let's just say you've done 10 rehabs in the past 3 years. That doesn't mean you're going to get ground up construction money. So you got to be very, you know, if you want to discuss your loan options with someone who can actually lend you funds to do ground up construction, would love to help you out, because I run into this all the time where rehabbers just really want to get into the ground up construction game, and they simply can't, because it's just a lot of investors, a lot of borrowers will actually claim that ground up construction is actually easier than rehabbing a property, and they do have a point. um, However, there's just a lot of probably permitting and planning, and that goes into ground up construction, that a lot of rehabbers don't maybe go through the same process.
Right.
So, would
Yeah,
love to.
permitting, especially near the water, is a lot more difficult because they have different regulations and a lot stricter guidelines. Because obviously near the ocean, it presents a higher risk.
Hey, Ruben, I have a question for Ruben. So I have a few friends that do some flipping. Usually it's single family, maybe some duplexes. Is the loan process different when there's a single family, as in Martin's case right here, unit on there, but the end goal is something like that 9 unit? Is the loan process a little different?
Yeah, it is. It is a lot different. First of all, if you buy a single family hoping to build ground up, and you don't tell your lender that, what you're essentially doing is doing a demo of the property that you just bought for 1.3 million, right? So if you feel like you're gonna try to borrow, build a 9 unit, after demolishing a single family, that's something that the lender's not going to allow you to do.
Yeah.
um, that's the first thing. The second thing is, typically it needs to be permitted, like Martin had said, needs to be entitled and permitted for 9 units. Um, entitlement and getting the land ready to build is a little bit different. Permitting is more specific to like, hey, what is permitted to build on here? Are you permitted to only build 4 units, or can you go past 4 units and build 9 units? And that's, the classification from 4 units to 5 units is completely different
Yeah.
when it comes to a lending perspective. So just, in fact, a single family is 1 unit to 4 units.
Right.
And let me confuse you, but that's that's we consider a duplex a single family. It's still under the main category of
Yeah.
single family residential. So
So
anything
Ruben, above 4 units, you're looking at commercial rates, commercial guidelines, a lot
right?
more strict, lower LTV, lower loan to value, higher down payment, higher cash in order to actually make that deal happen versus staying at 4 units or below, correct?
100%. Yeah, yeah. So it's completely different, Patrick. Just to answer your question, yeah, completely different. So
I saw that Ellen commented, why is Point Loma, this area, an attractive opportunity right now for investors? So, kind of to touch on that, is just the location is the main selling point here. Everybody wants to be in Point Loma because it's a wealthier neighborhood. It's a really desirable neighborhood because of one, the walkability to the harbor, to the marina. You're near San Diego, so you can just everything is walkable. It's a big tourist area. You're near the airport. The other thing is just the scarcity of something like this. It's one thing to find a property in Point Loma, but to find an area you can develop up, especially like I said, somewhere everybody's looking at trying to get into, you're going to find a lot of success there. Especially you're near the military installation, so you have tenants there. You have possibility from to pull from. You have higher end tenants who are willing to pay the higher fees that come with living by a coastal property. All those little things kind of add up to make any coastal property, but especially Point Loma in San Diego, one of the most
Yeah.
desirable.
100%, 100%. So yeah, no, that's great. That's great. I actually have an investor I'm thinking of right now, Martin, that I'll talk to you about after the show. So I'll reach out. I'll make sure I reach
Perfect.
out. So perfect. All right, and I think you have one more for us, Martin, that you want to chat about.
Yeah. This last deal is going to be up in Oceanside. It's situated on top of the giant hill that's kind of, it's not near the coast, but it's kind of central. So it's about a 15-minute drive from the coast. It's not that one. It should be a few more to the right. Regardless, this one is in the zip code 92056. In Oceanside, there we go. Great curb appeal. The actual property itself is in great condition. The bottom bathroom on the first floor has just been renovated. Um, no major components need to be replaced besides the roof. It is a tile roof, so it's a little bit on the higher price point than like your typical just sheeting roof, anything like that. But even then, it's like it doesn't need too much, just like a little facelift. If you want to replace the whole thing, that shouldn't cost you more than 25K. But it really depends again on who you're using, how you're outsourcing it. The main thing here is there's a huge lot in the back. A lot of our comps that are pushing our ARV are hardscape. So on the back of the yards, they're all concrete. There's almost no room uh, to have like actual like grassy area, which most people will find more desirable than a hardscape floor. So our lot in the back is ginormous. So we have a big area for you to expand upon. I necessarily wouldn't build an ADU. You can, but I would definitely just landscape the yard to bring out its full value. And then overall, it's a basic cosmetic flip. All you have to do is kind of renovate those upstairs bathrooms and bedrooms, and then kind of touch up the flooring. And uh, overall, it's a great deal, especially because how strong our comps are. Anything pushing away from our comp is either in a different neighborhood or way lower on the hill, where it kind of you lose that value from that view. Because we're finding a lot of things, especially in San Diego, but a little bit in North Cal because it's rare. Having a good view is almost as important as having a good yard, having a good layout, because that's one of the amenities a lot of people are looking for.
As
100%.
far as cosmetic, a question for you, Martin. As far as cosmetic, approximately what sort of cosmetic work do you think that the property needs to be able to just be in that condition so that you can go ahead and flip it? And I know that you were saying it's like 1.2 to 1.5. What is, I mean, are you willing to accept offers within that range, or is that
Yeah.
range pricing, or,
So this one we have at we have it out for a little bit of like a million-ish. It's just we're gonna go a little bit lower after finalizing everything. So anywhere in the 900s, we'll probably be able to get it done. Again, we're always able to get reductions. It's just our main thing with getting a reduction is we can't just go in blindly like, hey, they don't like you, we got to go lower. It's I need to have a reason on why.
Yeah.
and like having like, hey, it's going to cost us to repair it. It's going to look at these comps over here. So having those, then we can kind of go to bat for you. But that being said, for this one, all you would really have to do is redo the flooring, the cabinetry, repaint them if you want to redo them. But even that, you don't have to, just add on high end fixtures, repaint them,
Yeah.
and then all the top, not the tile, the countertops, all the countertop surfaces, just replace those,
Hmm.
and kind of elevate it to that next step. That being said, anything you do above that, fully replacing the cabinets, the kitchen, add on top of the high end fixtures, we'll just elevate it to that extra point. You don't have to, because the comps show that you don't need to do all that, but it doesn't hurt, especially in this area with Oceanside, where people will pay for that kind of more luxury end finish.
And Martin, what were the comps averaging like for something that was totally dialed in for that sort of same layout, same size? What were some of the sales around that area for that?
So there was a lot of recent sales, especially on the street. We saw conservatively 1.3, and 1.3 is kind of what we have agreed upon. I've talked to a few people about this one just to see their initial ideas, and
Yeah.
without me giving them comps, everyone's coming back to me. The 1.28 to 1.35, some even push the 1.4, but for sure 1.3 ARV is the uh, tried and true. Like it is proven, it is backed, and we have the comps to support it.
Right.
Ball sales, yeah, anywhere from 1.2 to 1.4 in low days on market. Because
I see.
Oceanside, most of Oceanside, as long as you're not like extremely overpriced, will be low days on market.
Yeah. I
Okay,
get it.
so Martin, I want to just mention really quick. One of the first things that came out of your mouth was that it's not a potential property to build an ADU. I only want to just kind of point that out, only because right now that's just the hot thing right now for
Mhm.
a lot of investors to do, is to do whatever they can to build an ADU or make an ADU out of a garage or whatnot. Can you kind of just speak on that really quick, because I think that you know that tends to be one of the questions that I get,
Yeah.
normally.
So the reason I wouldn't do it is because it's a cosmetic flip. You're able to kind of go in, go out fairly quickly, and it's a lean deal. So depending on how you do the construction, you're going to make at the very least 50K if you really want to go high end. But you're for sure pulling out 100K out of this deal. So if you want to just go in, go out, pocket your profit, I wouldn't do the ADU, because you have to get permitting, you have to do the whole build.
Yeah.
It's going to be time consuming, and part of the cosmetic appeal is in and out 3 to 5 months tops. Not even that. But the moment you go into the ADU, you would have to get permitting to get it zoned properly, because this one isn't zoned for ADU at the moment. And then, so you have to wait for that. Then you'd have to do the actual building process while you're renovating the actual home.
Yeah.
And then, that being said, there isn't many comps in the area that have ADUs. I'm sure there is a few, but it's just the guaranteed exit, especially right now, because with the market trend, holding costs are the most important thing investors are looking at. And if we don't have the strongest comps to support the exit with an ADU, then it's not something they're going to be willing to do, because even though a good investor will be able to set their highest comp, especially right now with our market, people aren't really willing to risk that, even if they know they can. So just being able to do this in a quick timeline is kind of more appealing to people than building out an ADU. Even though it would work, it is a good play. It's just that it
Yeah.
wouldn't be the best play, in my opinion.
No,
Got
that's
it.
cool. It's good to know. I wanted to ask that because, like I said, there's a ton of investors. Like most rehabs are just about building
Yeah,
the ADU these days. So,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you, thank you
Cool.
for that.
of course.
Cool. Well, any last questions about the deals that we have? I think that was great roundup of deals, Martin. We'll make sure to
Yeah.
save those
And
for.
Martin, as far as like more pictures and stuff, I think if the people would just investors would just go directly to you to get more data, more pictures, more information. They would
Yeah,
just set
if
it
you
up
reach out
directly with you.
to me directly, I can provide all those. We have a process where we have agreements in place where one, they're under contract, but two, we make sure that we have the representation agreement with our investors where, hey, part of our process for you to be able to get all of our addresses, all of our properties, all of our financials, we send out a disclosure just saying like, hey, I'm a licensed agent. I know some of you guys might have licenses. Some of this might affect you. It's an agreement that basically clarifies I'm not going to be representing you. I'm not going to be representing your buyer that you might bring me. And that also means that if you're a real estate agent and you reach out to me, you have the opportunity to represent your own buyer and collect commission on these deals, because we don't collect any of that. Our fee is already built into the property, and like I said before, it's pretty lean. So if you're an agent, you can kind of plug in your own investor, add your fee that you agree with your buyer, and then be able to profit like if you had found the house yourself.
I think we have one question from Ellen really quick. For those interested, how can they get more details or set up? I think maybe she was mentioning an inspection.
So what we do is typically these properties are on CenturyLock, and since I'm licensed, I can go out there. We do ask that you bring out an agent with you just for to protect us, to protect you guys. Just we don't like you having people on the property on their own. And then that being said, when it's on CenturyLock, we're able to go out whenever. For properties like the last two that are owner occupied or tenant occupied, those we set up showing dates. And we should have one for all these properties fairly soon. We just like to get initial traction, see how many people we have interested, and then from there we'll set a date that works for both our investors and for the family. But yeah, anytime that all of our pictures are current, we take all of them. But anytime there's a need to get into the property, especially if you want to lock it up quickly and kind of reserve for yourself, we can make that work definitely.
Great, awesome, cool, Martin. Well, hey, I really appreciate you bringing those deals to us, and hopefully we can get some investors visiting your properties.
Yeah, I hope so.
Martin.
Cool.
Thank you guys.
All right. Well, really quick, we just want to our last part of the show is just to mention some events that we have coming up. So let's go to that.
Let's get to it.
Okay. So at LEARNin Local events, the purpose of actually bringing these in-person events. So we're virtual, right? But we go to in-person networking events. The whole purpose of putting these out there is so the whole network can join. We're all in California. I know California is a big spot, but the point of bringing these events to the forefront is so that we as a team can meet at these events that are already being scheduled, so that we can not only get to know each other even further, strengthen the bonds and the relationships that we have, but also so we could meet other investors and then show them how much of a team effort that we take to helping investors do good deals in California. So today, just want to mention we have a networking event coming up. It's actually here in my office. It's next Wednesday, 5 to 7 p.m. It's just going to be an event to play a little golf, have a little refreshments, have a little food. Obviously, Patrick and Chris, hopefully you can make it out there. I know Ellen's over in LA area. Patrick is an OC, but maybe you can make it out to maybe you can make it out to Carlsbad. I know you got parents who live out here, Patrick. Maybe you be a good son and come through. What do you think?
I'll bring the sun and the beers with me.
That sounds good. And I'm right here in Oceanside, so I'll definitely be there. And I definitely need to work on my swing. Definitely. I'd like to get back out there and, play a little bit of golf and start back at it.
Yeah, Martin, do you swing clubs at all, or do you play golf?
It's one of those hobbies where I've tried it once and I'm definitely gonna pick up soon. But I have an issue where I like to start too many hobbies at one time. Whether it be surfing, rock climbing, just I kind of spread myself too thin. So golfing is definitely my next little thing I'm gonna pick up.
Yeah.
So Martin, start with miniature golf. And then
mini golf, I will smoke anybody. I'll tell you guys right now.
Oh man! So this is something that I'm really working on. I'm working on trying to be a better golfer and a better surfer. If I get really good at both of those things, I feel like I'll be complete. Because most of my time is spent trying to help people get loans, private loans, and for their investments. But you know how that is, guys. Spend too much time working, it makes you a dull person, right?
Well, absolutely. You need balance, right? You need to have balance. A balanced life.
You need balance. So get out. That's an excuse. I was excuse to go out there and just swing clubs. But again, it'll be a fun time. It'll be a great time to meet all of you guys in person again. So
absolutely.
So that's the whole point. That's the whole reason. And lastly, before we close out the show, what I mentioned and reinforce the reason why we're building this network. Again, LEARNin Local. It's a platform. It's a platform for us as real estate professionals to talk about what's going on in California. Things are happening so fast. And the fact of the matter is, you really can't trust what you see on social media when it comes to old posts and stories and these reels, because at the end of the day, they're to give you some quick hits and maybe a little little adrenaline, not adrenaline, but that rush of watching that short form commercial. But right, what we're trying to do
Yeah.
is to create a platform where we all can share our knowledge, educate folks, inspire folks a little bit to maybe have a little more fun
Yep.
investing in real estate, right?
And Ruben, I just want to say it's really difficult out there to find an expert in the field of insurance, wholesale real estate, private lending, where you can actually trust that person, right? So when you see the person live and going through and talking about all these issues and everything that's going on in the industry that affects the decisions of these investors, these are professionals. These are experts in the field. These are real people who are not out here to scam you. They're here in this platform to provide you with the information that you need so that you can make an educated decision on your investing. And we're here for you. We're here to educate and we're here to empower you and make you feel comfortable knowing that you're speaking with the right people that you trust, most importantly.
Yeah, 100%, hundred
Yeah.
percent. And actually, just so one of the things that I really want to leave a portion of this show for is our asks. So we're building this network. We're looking for my top three would be general contractor, title and escrow person, and maybe an attorney to join the network. There's a lot of value that those professionals can bring. How about you guys? Anyone that you're really hoping that you'll bring into the network?
I'd say for me, I think it's the Delaware Statutory Trust. And for a lot of people who don't know what a DST is, it's a way for you to do a 1031 exchange and roll your money into a portfolio of properties where you don't manage any of the properties anymore. So for many people who are a lot more mature in age, in their late 60s, 70s, and 80s, who are just tired of dealing with the tenants and turmoil, there's an out. And the out is going into and investing and rolling it over into a Delaware statutory trust where you still have all the benefits of the depreciation, the appreciation, the cash flow, everything that you need. But it provides the investors who are older in age with the freedom to live their life and still have their properties invested that's giving them and providing them with a passive income. So I would say maybe a Delaware statutory trust expert, and I have someone in mind that might be interested. So I think that that's going to be a good one.
Perfect, perfect. How about you, Patrick and Martin? What do you think?
For me, probably not a city planner, but someone with experience with permitting. Because I know I'm no expert on it, but I have rough ideas on cost and time frame. But having someone who can tell me like, hey, Point Loma, near the ocean, for sure, 6 months, maybe longer, 30K. It's like someone like that. It would be really valuable.
Awesome. And last but not least, Patrick, what do you say? Who do you want to see in this network so we can grow this thing?
I wouldn't mind seeing a property inspector. That being said, anytime you write an insurance policy, there's always a on-site inspection, and the inspectors have a really keen eye to see things that the average consumer or the insurance agent may or may not think is important or prudent to the whole policy. So an inspector actually has the final say on whether that policy is going to stay in force or be non-renewed slash canceled. Someone like that with a keen eye, I think, would be kind of helpful in this environment.
And Patrick, I do have a few people in mind with regard to the property inspections. So I'll let them know and I'll have them connect with us so that we do have someone like that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. That'd be great. Well, awesome. Well, I just wanted to say, hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for being part of today's show. And your time and attention is obviously valuable. I mean, if for me, quite frankly, this is time away from the laptop, just reading emails and responding to them. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a time for me to connect with you and
yeah.
just also hear about the new deals that Martin has for us in the network. So I really appreciate all your time today.
Thank you. Thank you for all your time and producing this event for us. And I'm sure that many of the investors here are going to want to keep tuning in because it's just going to benefit everyone. And I think nationwide, eventually, they're going to start tuning in and seeing the benefits of all the information that we have to provide to help them make better decisions in the future with all their investments.
All right, guys. Well, Patrick, Martin, again, thank you so much for being here. Chris, thank you for hosting today's show.
Welcome.
And, until next time, let's make it a great day. Make it happen.
Take care. Have a good day, guys.
Thanks for having us. Thank you so much.